Hi YouTube, so today's video is going to be a what's on my iPhone update. I haven't actually done one of these since like December of 2012, so we're gonna do a 3 years later video to take a look at what's gone here. So I do have now the iPhone, or the gold iPhone 5S. You can kind of see the gold sides there, and the cover I have on here I actually picked up in Trafalgar Square in London, and I love it. It's like a cartoon little like London thing. It's got a Union Jack on it. It's super cute. So let's go through and take a look at my apps and stuff. So first off, my background, I've got this kind of cute chair. And when I unlock my phone, come on. When I unlock my phone, my background is just kind of like a pink patterny thing. So I do have 4 screens of apps on my phone here, as well as down at the bottom, I've got my 4 apps are Mail, which is my standard email, my phone, my text messages, and Safari. I always kind of keep that stuff down there. Those are the apps that make my phone a phone, as I like to say. So that's kind of what I keep. And then my 4 pages are utilities, main apps, games, and then personalization. So let's go through and look at each of the apps. So on the first utility page here, I've got tons of stock apps. These are mostly things that come on the phone, such as camera, clock, contacts and settings, calculator, notes, my videos and photos. The apps that are out of the folders here are ones that I do use more often. I'll go into camera to take photos, or to look up, to look at my photo album. I use my calculator all the time, though I will sometimes swipe up and use that calculator there. I also use that this flashlight all the time. But yeah, so I do have some folders here, and you can't really see, but you can't really read them. But my background folder is actually apps that I use predominantly in the background, like apps that I would not come and look for, or I do not need to use their icon in order to click on it. So things like PDF Expert, Find iPhone, the stock weather, maps and calendar apps, and Passbook. Now those are things that most of the time will just pop up. So if I need to open a PDF, it'll use PDF Expert. If I need to check the maps, or if I click on a map, so like I ask it to take me somewhere, it'll just take me there. Now, the extras folder is stock apps I do not use. Compass, tips, voicemail, FaceTime, reminders, newsstand, stocks, and Apple Watch. These are things I just can't delete. They're just in my phone. Now, I've got 2 apps here that I did download. My Data Manager is actually one of my favorite apps. It's been a lifesaver for me, because what it actually shows you is how much data you use. Oh, it is telling me I'm over data, and it's like I'm often under data by the end of the month, but at the beginning of the month I'm over. Okay, so it just tells you how much data you're using. And See Ya Never is basically, can't see the icon because it's white. This is so bright. But yeah, See Ya Never is basically Tinder for your contacts. So you swipe right if you want to keep it, or left if you don't want to keep that contact in your phone. Now, my second page here are things that I use all the time. I do have some personalized icons at the top. Now, those are just for my main apps, and it also means that I don't have to look at their icon like pop-ups. I can just look at the back page if I want those things. But I've got Facebook, which I use basically 50% of the time that my phone is open and in an app. It's probably Facebook. Instagram I use every day. I'm doing the 365 selfie challenge, and I actually fell behind when I was in the hospital, so I've been catching up on that. If you're interested in my Instagram, it is debscute. You'll also find it down below. YouTube, obviously I'm always watching videos. Pinterest, I'm also debscute. You'll find that down below. I've got Google Maps, Messenger, Netflix, definitely in love with that. If you're interested in actually seeing some of my favorite Netflix shows, what I've been loving in the last month, check out my July favorites. which will be uploaded. I'm not sure when this video is going up, but either right before or right after this. So I've got that. And then music is my iTunes. I've got tons of songs on my phone. We will do a little look-see. We're at 286 songs. And I've actually gone through and taken some songs off that I've purchased on iTunes. Those are just the ones I'm listening to right now. Now, my Out and About folder is actually some of my most used apps. The things that I would need kind of more on like a day-to-day or if I'm out and about. I've got my Starbucks app, Weather Network, which is my favorite weather app. My iUSask and actually the Sell Books app are from my university. Crackers is one of my favorite restaurants. I've got Skip the Dishes and Air Canada. Now my savings app folder has banking apps, things like coupons. Checkout 51 is actually one of my favorite apps recently because it actually gives you a list of items that you might want to or things that they have money back offers on. So, you know, ice cream or cracker chips or all kinds of like makeup products, food, things you buy at the grocery store, all that sort of thing. And it actually will give you an amount back based on what you, like if you purchase it and just take a picture of your receipt, it'll then give you money back just for purchasing an item. So that's really good. Flip is where I keep track of all of my coupons, sorry, not coupons, flyers. So if I'm looking for something on sale, I can take up Flip. I've also got Groupon and then 2 banking apps at the bottom. And the health folder has my period diary, pill monitor, then the health folder, and then this is actually for, it's a check-in app for if you need to go get blood work done, and I actually need to go get blood work done like every 6 weeks, so that's a really useful app. It shows you the wait times and things. My Just for Fun folder is a little more random. It's kind of all of those apps that I don't use on a daily basis, but it's the sort of thing that I kind of look for. So I've got Tumblr, Twitter, which I'm not really using all that much. I've got 8 tracks and songs if I want to listen to a playlist. Audiobooks, which I have been using a little more frequently. I've got iBooks, PicStitch, BitStrips, Moody, and Flipboard. And then in the download folder is things that I would use to get more apps, such as the App Store, iTunes, and Podcast. And I'm obviously in that folder all the time. These are my games, and I play things kind of on and off. I'm always looking for something to do on my phone. So I've got Game Center up in that top corner, which I don't go into and check very frequently, but if I ever did want to. I've got Criminal Case, Airport Scanner, the Akinator app, Spider Solitaire, which has kind of just always been my old standard, Plague Inc., which I actually really like, Tiny Tower and Tiny Tower Vegas, Spikes, Threes and 2048 are basically the same app, just one uses base 2 and one uses base 3. And then you've got Trivia Crack, Dog Hotel, and Squirreled. And then on this final page I call this my personalization page. So I have Plus Icon and Cocopa, which are both apps that you can use to personalize the icons on your page. So that's, I go back to my basic page, that's why these are not, you know, the standard icons. Now, with that, it basically creates a shortcut in the same way that if you wanted to put like a website or a blog on the main page, you can do that just with a shortcut. But I've also got Wallpapers, which is actually where I get almost all of my wallpapers. And this little folder is labeled Unpretties, but it is all of the standard icons for the apps that I have personalized. And basically, you do need to still keep those icons or your apps are all going to break. So having them all in a folder at the end shows me, like, it just prevents the redundancy on my main pages. And I will often, like if I fill up a folder or if, you know, I want to kind of categorize things in case I do want to pull things out, I will create other Unpretties folders. So that has been what's on my iPhone. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, do comment down below. Let me know your guys' favorite apps, and I will be back probably in a couple of months to show you guys an update of what is on my iPhone. See you guys all on the flip side.